Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ms. Shwetamari Borare, moderator for this webinar. Welcome you all on behalf of Shan and Kachi Engineering College. We at SAKEC Research Cell would take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you present here today for this hybrid webinar series, Innovative and Emerging Technology in the Field of Research in collaboration with all our partners. Today, I'm addressing to you on the webinar of data analytics and product management. The speaker for this webinar is very young, dynamic, and highly talented personality. He is none other than our alumni, Mr. Siddhant Pokle. Siddhant is a software engineer in LTI in the domain business intelligence and data warehousing for one of the leading banks in the world. He was placed with two offers from LTI and Byju's. He has excelled with flying colors in academics and also consecutively served as the General Secretary of the college for the years 2016-17 and 2017-18, alongside being an active member of IEEE SAKEC 2014 to 2018. Before handing over to Siddhant, I would like to make a note to all my attendees that if you have any queries or you want to ask any questions to our speaker throughout the webinar, you can ask it via the Q&A chat box. Most frequently asked questions will be answered at the end of the talk. Feedback link will be provided in the chat box towards the end of the webinar. Now, I hand over to you, Siddhant. Siddhant?
Yeah, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're audible now. Can you share your
Uh,
screen, please?
yeah, just a second.
Yes. Siddharth, can you have a slideshow on?
Just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this perfect?
No. You'll have to reshare again because I can just see the PPT. I can't see the slideshow.
Yeah, are you able to see right now?
You have stopped sharing, Siddhant.
No, I'm resharing it again.
Yes.
Are you able to see? Hello?
Yes. Now it's perfect, Siddhant. You can start, Siddhant.
Just a second. Okay, so firstly, it is a great pleasure to be here today, and I would like to thank you. I would like to thank the research cell at SAKEC for this invitation and this platform. And I am really obliged to be here today to share my thoughts and my knowledge so far on something which is really very close to my heart. And I really believe that in the coming years, this thing will be of utmost importance. So I would like to thank the research cell. And again, since the things going around in the world, like we everyone are facing the same crisis. It's a great initiative to share knowledge and to arrange such webinars so that everybody can learn and enhance their knowledge. So with that, I would like to start today's session. So, as you all know that I'll be speaking about data analytics and product management. So, over the session, I will, brief you through like the overall basic concepts and overview of what exactly data analytics and product management mean in today's world. So, before we start, this is my profile, and as already Shwetambari ma'am has introduced, so thank you so much for that. So I will just brief about it again. So I completed my computer engineering from the University of Mumbai, and along with that, I had couple of offers, but I selected L&T Infotech, where I started as a software engineer trainee, and now I'm a software engineer in the domain business intelligence and data warehousing. So I was very lucky enough to, learn several technologies and tools, and more lucky to get into a client, which is one of the leading banks in the world, that is Citibank. So my core domain is data analytics and business intelligence, along with other technologies. Along with that, I was consecutively elected as the General Secretary of the SAKEC Student Council for the years 2016-17 and 17-18. So very honestly, that itself, gave me a different dimension as a personality and a different, what I can say, flavor to life. And till date, whatever I have learned from the experiences, I am really, using it and taking each day at a time. Along with that, talking about my hobbies, I love sports. So I'm a big fan of cricket and football, and I love to play both of these sports. Along with that, I'm a huge Sachin Tendulkar fan and a Rohit Sharma fan. And along with this, I love to, listen to music in my free time. And the most important, I love connecting with people. So that is something I really look forward to always. So yeah, so we just have like 1 hour for the session. So I have tried my level best to, jot down certain topics which will be really worth it to discuss upon. And I really hope that these agendas which we have today will be helpful in some or the other way to you as well as to me. So just taking you through the agendas, we'll talk about the introduction of data analytics. Then we'll talk about ETL and business intelligence. We'll talk about data visualization. We'll talk about what is a product, what is product management, and what is analytics and product management together. And at the end, we'll have a short QA session, if any. So let's start. Uh, I before I begin my session, I would really like this point to be highlighted with all my attendees today. Firstly, thank you so much for your time, and I am really, really obliged that you are attending my session, and it will be a pleasure to, share this with you. So I would just like you guys to focus properly for the next few minutes, so that we can have a fruitful discussion. And that is the only request which I have, because we are not in person. So interaction wise, we are a bit on the backward point. But nevertheless, I'll try my level best to give certain pointers, and the content has been made in such a way that it is short, it is crispy, and it is on point. Okay, so starting on, what is the data? So as we all know that we are surrounded by data everywhere. Every second of our lives, we are dealing with some or the other data, whether it's a WhatsApp text, whether it's a Facebook live video, whether it's an Instagram story, or whether it's a Times of India application. So data is something which is a record, a statistics, or else something which gives a particular reader or a observer some information about that particular thing. So data in simple words is something which we really play with every day, and it makes our life meaningful. So data, I mean, the reason I'm taking this topic is that we are surrounded by data, and over the slides you get to know other techniques and how data is used in today's world. So this is about data. uh, so, I mean, this is a very, this picture, I mean, it is a very, very significant picture as per me, that what exactly data is, and what the thing in the picture signifies is, I mean, I cannot interact with you guys as of now, or else I would have asked you questions. But looking at the picture, I mean, you can just think about it, that what exactly this picture is showing. Okay, so precisely the picture shows that the boy in picture is the data. Okay. And as there is a very famous saying that whenever you torture a data or you torture data to its core, it will confess everything and anything to you. So this boy is data, and pulling its ears, torturing it, and whatever you do, it will definitely confess everything to you, and it will be very helpful. So this is a picturization which you can, take in your mind always. It is something which I always keep in my mind. So yeah, the boy says, "I'm the data, torture me, and I will confess everything." So, so moving on. In today's world, information and insights have its own importance, and it is something which really matters a lot to companies and to individuals. So this is a very famous quote by former CEO of HP, Miss Carly Fiorina, which says that the goal is to turn data into information and information into insight. So I can say that this was quoted back in 2004 when she had delivered a talk. And really, 16 years back, these giant companies knew that what data will be in today's world, and precisely the way data has been playing a role in giving information and insights is really important. So this is about the quote. These are some statistics which I have, researched about, and I thought that I'd like to share it with you. In Jan 2020, this is the current data. So you can see there are 7.7 billion people in the world today, and out of them, 5.1 billion are mobile phone users. Along with that, 4.5 billion are internet users, and social media users are somewhat around 3.8 billion. So just imagine that the world is driving towards a data revolution, and already the revolution has taken place. But we cannot imagine that the data which is generated in today's world is I mean, it's not measurable. We ourselves, we talk to friends, to families, to our colleagues on WhatsApp, Instagram, everywhere there is data. We are occupied by data, and everybody knows that what data is and how important data is. But people, even I was in the same place, that we fail to understand that how the data is analyzed and how important the data analytics plays a role in our lives today. So these are the stats. And moving on, there is one more beautiful picture which is there on the internet. This says that in 60 seconds, in one single minute, this is what happens on the internet. So can you imagine, if you, I mean, the image is not with utmost quality, but then just to just have a look at these things, every day, every minute, the data quantity is increasing. So I mean, this is something which we need to be, we will be very, very, what I can say, concerned about data analytics and how the data is handled. And this is just the start. I mean, as all say, this is the start and it will go on. So these are the specifications of how much data is generated per minute. So moving on. So now we have already touched the concept of data. We all know about it. Now, what is data analytics? I mean, uh, data analytics, as you can see on the screen, we all know what data analytics is, but we never have experienced it, or we have never worked upon it. Or maybe there are some people, including me, who have worked on data analytics, and we are very lucky about it. Or there are students who are attending this webinar, there are faculties attending this webinar. So data analytics, a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, informing conclusions, and supporting decision making. So the highlighted portions of these, I mean, the whole sentence, the highlighted words: inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling. As per me, and whatever I have learned from my seniors and my projects and my exposure to analytics, these are the four most important words of data analytics. That's the inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling. So we will talk about it in coming slides. We'll touch about some basics. So this is the actual definition, and I have tried to make it as short as possible for you guys. So we will move ahead now. So there are basically four types of data analytics. As you can see in this well picturized, data, that there are four types. One is the descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive data analytics. So as you can see, the bullet points are mentioned, but I'll just go through the same. Descriptive, I mean what's happening in my business, and visualization, or playing with the live data. uh, Diagnostic, why it is happening, ability to drill down to the root cause and getting some good information about the same. Predictive analysis, it's very important and very popular in today's world. What's likely to happen, like this is something where analytics, you can say what is going to happen on some basis of some facts or some information, and it is very helpful in deploying the business strategies. So that is about predictive analytics. And the last one is prescriptive analytics. So what I need to do, and recommendations or recommendation engines or advanced analytical algorithms, these all are conceptualized under prescriptive data analytics. So yeah, we'll just move ahead now. So I will just highlight this one thing. uh, as you can see, the fourth point, prescriptive data analytics, when I was in my fourth year, my final year of my graduation. So we, along with my team members, I had made a music recommendation system which uses sentiment analysis. So this was my first exposure to data analytics, and I will just show you the screenshots of my project, live project. And I was very lucky enough to work with a wonderful team. And I am happy to say that this project was one of the best projects of my college, and I even, like, along with my team, presented it in an India Council event or under the banner of IEEE. So we even got a high commendation from there. So a sneak peek into Mixtape 1.0. So we named the app as Mixtape. So these are the basic credentials and register login pages. So this was the main app. What the whole app was about is data analytics, the future, I mean, using sentiment analysis, like like you comment on a song, something like this. I mean, you can see in the third picture. So the song is bad, the song is good, and what sentiment do you have about that song? So we made an application, and we had a sentiment through comments and star ratings. And we used to we developed an algorithm and a recommendation engine which in return gave a recommendation to the users. So it was something which even Spotify is doing now. So let's say 3 years back we had this idea, there was no recommendation engine in any music application. So yeah, that was the whole concept. These were some of the screenshots. And so in short, I was just saying that this was a thing where I really started my research along with my team and my faculties. And this was something which was really very helpful. So the youngsters, the students who are in the third year, final year, who are attending this session, you guys can take some extra effort and try to deep research in data analytics if you really want to do some project or something like that. And we had even made a backend, what I can say, dashboard, wherein we maintained a dictionary, and we had about 1,000 words. So sentiments were I mean, we had coded it in the backend, and it used to run the algorithm. So this was about it. So yeah, moving on. So the most important part, and this is something I'm really working upon at LTI, and that is ETL and business intelligence. So let's see what exactly ETL and business intelligence is. So I mean, many of you already know it, but then still I will make sure that I give you the insights from the real corporate world, from one of the major clients who uses data analytics and ETL. So as E stands for. As you can see in the screen, on the screen, E stands for extract the data. So extraction of data from raw resources, raw sources, from raw files. It's about, the ETL process, the step one. So it says that read raw data from multiple sources and store it. So this is very important. So now you are, for example, there is some user who is working in a banking client or else a banking sector. So the data comes in from the accounts, the banking transactions which happen, or somebody who is working in LinkedIn will be, entering his details, or somebody who is working in any other application. So extraction of data plays a very important role. So the raw data is pulled first, then the next process, this is the most important process for any, what I can say, ETL and BI application. That's the transformation of data. So what it means is the data is undergoing some transformation. The raw data, एक side से raw data आएगा. You have to make some transformations, and दूसरे end से वो transform data we have to push it and load it. That stands for L. So data cleansing, formatting, sorting, and makes the data ready to load. So cleansing, it means that there are so much of redundant uh, things which goes around in data, extra jo cheeze hoti hai. So we have to make sure that the data is clean and it is proper to be transformed. So whatever it is, like it's like we deal with millions of rows of data and format them as per the need. So it can be anything. Like for example, I can say, if there is a need, that if there is a, for example, if my father is taking a loan from XYZ bank, and he needs a certain report, and he just needs the report for a particular range of EMIs, or particular range of period EMIs, which with respect to the changing interest, or with respect to some other factors. So that is something the development team and the business teams work upon. And ऐसे millions of users है, right? So अलग अलग transformations होते हैं, region wise होते हैं, geography wise होते हैं. जैसे EMEA हो गया, then North America हो गया, so NAM हो गया, then LATAM हो गया, Latin America. So APAC हो गया, Asia Pacific. So these are the things which goes around in transformations, and this is the most crucial part. The next one is the load. So the analyzed data is loaded into a data warehouse or other systems. So it can be anything. It can be Oracle tables. It can be a data warehouse or a repository, or anything which a client needs or the business needs. So ETL stands for, the whole concept is, I just spoke about it. And now moving on to business intelligence. So why ETL came into picture? It was around 1975, where people started knowing more about data, and then especially sectors like banking sectors, insurance sectors, or very secured domains of sectors, they started to value data more, because that's their business. And from that, the analytics and ETL and BI came into picture. So from 1980s, gradually the tools came. From 1990s, the tools were better with UI. They were more smooth. Some of them were made for a particular factors, and I will talk about tools as well. So BI in short is what, you, in very simple words for a layman, uh, you give me something. Okay, like for example, there is a principal working in a college. So there are many types of files which come, many types of reports which comes. So the principal will only read the final report, or the final statement, stating that these are the things which are there in the report, and this is something that you have to decide upon. So similarly, it is something which is important in better decision making. And in today's world, whoever we are working under, or whoever is working under us, we really need to have a better decision making policy. So it refers to, in business intelligence, actual definition, refers to integration, analysis, and presentation of business information for better decision making. So we'll move ahead, and I will just talk about it in short. Working at Citigroup. So I'm working for the client Citi Group in under L&T, and to be very honest, Citibank is one of the most uh, what I can say top rated banks in the world. And I can say just one thing so that you get an idea what Citi is about. Citibank was the leader to invent ATMs. So Citi works in such a fashion that they are ahead, like say 3 to 5 years. I mean, with this respect to technologies, with respect to the services they provide. So they work in capital markets, they work in insurance domains, they work in a lot of assets, and it is really a huge, huge client for everybody. So now the most important part with respect to City, as you can see on the screen, ab initio. So I mean, when I started working, okay, I got trained in ab initio. So we never knew what ab initio is. Nor I'm damn sure that nobody who is attending this session will be aware about ab initio. And if you do, then you really are a vivid reader about ETL and BI technologies and data analytics. Ab initio, as you can see, it is the costliest, oldest, and the most powerful ETL tool till date. And when I say this, I'm not just saying because this is something I have worked upon or this is something my client uses, but this is really a matter of fact that ab initio was invented somewhere around 80s and early 90s, and till date, I mean, the way that application, the tool is made, it is really amazing. And this is what, the overall picture is. I mean, you can see on the screen. So this is a basic data model. Like this is what happens inside a database, what I can say, ETL development and BI tools, right? So इसको data model बोलते हैं. In other tools, it may be data graphs or some other terminologies. But ab initio, it's for ETL. As you can see, I mean, I cannot point it out here. So transaction data, जैसे अभी my cursor is there. So, you are getting some raw data. You are applying some functions, some formatting, जैसे reformat हो गया, aggregation function हो गया, and you are loading it into a certain table. And the best part about ab initio, why it is so successful, and I mean, it is not replaceable, is that it works with respect to the like the operating system, and it cooperates with the tools with utmost efficiency. So it directly works with your operating system. It directly works with every other thing, and it is very smooth. And just a pointer on ab initio, I mean, the most shocking thing for me to know was the license. Okay, now ab initio, it's a very closed environment, closed source tool, and we are not allowed to to take trainings online or something like that. But this tool, iska sirf license, the license to use this tool is 13 lakh rupees per year. So you just imagine how formidable the tool is with respect to the security and the cleansing of the data. Okay, so this is something which is there from years. And now, since this is a research webinar, I would like to take this, point here that, okay, ab initio is there, City is working, Travelers is working, Orange Business Services and other clients, big clients are using ab initio for their development. But every time a business leadership knows that, the cost is also important. So you should always make sure that there is some research going on, and the tools are replaced every now and then, technologies are inventing every day. So for cities it's the same case. And we I mean, I'm working for City now, and I'm into a different project right now. So I can say that there are various research which is going around on tools like Informatica, then Java Spark. So they are focusing on Java more, open source technology, and it's very cheap. So they are trying to make those components in Java, and they are trying to gather certain things and put it in AWS cloud or Microsoft Azure. So these are things that clients work upon. So whoever is listening to this, who is a keen researcher, you can always make sure that just know your idea, just know your approach, and just make sure that you do research with respect to the costings, with respect to the functionality of your project, with respect to the efficiency of your project. So that's the most important thing, that you choose the right tool. So for all the researchers and for all the students who are going to go for projects, or in the future as well, and some industry people are also there in the webinar, if I'm not wrong. So certain tools are good in certain aspects for certain domains. So this is the whole research perspective, and these are some tools which are at the forefront of ETL. So one is Talent, Informatica, Click, and X Plenty. So I have kind of got trained and worked a bit on Talent and Informatica. So these are really good UI wise. Ab Initio is an old tool, but then functionality and efficiency is amazing. But UIML, it's not that amazing. But yeah, these are the tools which really can be researched upon. So moving on, now we are done with data analytics, the types of analytics, what is ETL and business intelligence, and now we are into data visualization. So I will tell you why I'm taking all these points. I mean, obviously, data analytics and other things they are like humongous. I mean, they are so vast that you cannot, do that in 1 hour or one day also. So I'm just trying my best. I'll just keep a check on my time as well. So we are 30 minutes on. So yeah, data visualization. Again, now this is something which is, I can say, it is already there in the market, in the industry, and I really want to, make sure that you really, whoever is not, what I can say, very known to this concept named as data visualization, you take keen interest, whether you are working in some firm or whether you are working on some project or anything. Data visualization, it's the future. I mean, see, you cannot have data in numbers. You cannot have data in records every time, right? So visualization, it makes everything easy, simple, and classy, and that gives us better insight. So I have, taken some dashboards from my research, and something which I have been following keenly. So in a simple layman term, data visualization says that, I mean, it is these are the techniques used to communicate insights from data through visual representation. So it's just using graphs, charts, pie charts, block diagrams, or some dotted charts, something like that, and it is very helpful. Trust me, because now even in whenever we work, we majorly pull our data records and reports in Excel. Okay, for city, I'm saying. So there are certain portals and for certain visualization portals built in for city, which take the reports, and then the business leaders take it ahead and drive the decision. So I mean, visualization ये चीज definitely configure होनी है when you deal with data analytics. Okay, so now as you can see, this is our current, I mean, not the latest by far, but this is the recent dashboard about the COVID-19, tracking of what the world is going through, how much which geography is under how much, what I can say, impact of COVID-19. And this is an original report by John Hopkins University. They are the prime leaders in, keeping the records. So they have used data visualization so perfectly. I mean, you can go and see on their website. So they have all set of, tracking, I mean, state-wise, country-wise, continent-wise, and recovery-wise. So again, COVID-19, this is the latest case that we have. I mean, it's a crisis in our world right now. So data visualization and analytics is helping big time to, analyze certain things. So this is a dashboard. Now that dashboard was used using Tableau. I'll talk about the tools. This is a dashboard using Microsoft Power BI. So again, this is a wonderful tool. It is so easy to use. It is something which I have not directly worked upon, but I have, made a project on the same. and Power BI is very active skill set in the market today for data analytics. So this is just a dump, again a dashboard of a particular bridge traffic. So you can see, right? I mean, uh, just the way everything is captured and projected, it is really helpful for everyone. So again, if your project is demanding something, just make it, do research, talk to industry people, talk to others. And even if you are into industry currently, now as I am also very young and a raw resource, I am always looking forward for new technologies and dashboards or new tools to learn. So Power BI, Tableau are two most important tools for data visualization. And whether you are going into management, which will be taking ahead after a certain time, these things are very important. I mean, with respect to even the way everything is visualized, and you can just play along with certain factors, certain market analysis, certain costings. So I mean, once you deep dive into it, you will definitely get a knack of it. So Microsoft Power BI, it's a very important tool and a very popular tool. And again, as I can say that, I'm not just talking with respect to the technical side of data analytics. I mean, data analytics today is used in everything, whether whether it's, right, whether it's a technology, whether it's a sector like a banking sector, whether it's real estate, whether it's marketing, whether it is any random thing. Now here I have taken this dump showing that NBA, which is the world's biggest sporting event with respect to basketball, which happens in the United States. So this Tableau dump, it is useful for franchise, or for example even IPL and cricketing tournaments. So all these technologies are used very widely now to analyze the games, to analyze what the players are going through. Are they on par of what we are paying them or something like that? So this is just a a sort of hatke picturization. This is a really interesting way. I mean, I cannot show you the whole thing here, but yeah, this is a dump of NBA's most valuable players. So again, it is spread across, like the more the domains, the better it is for such tools. So you should definitely have a experience in knowing these tools. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so these are widely used visualization tools, and I can say that Power BI, ClickView, Tableau are the most widely used tools, especially Tableau and Excel. Okay, like wow. I mean, is there any work which is not suitable or which is not doable by Microsoft Excel? So again, data analytics wise, it's the most simplest tool for analysis, and you can see the visualizations in Excel as well. I mean, if you deep dive into Excel, it is a fantastic tool to deal with. So this is about visualization. So we have categorized the most important concepts of data analytics, that is visualization, ETL, business intelligence, and the types of data analytics. So wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you are researching, you are working in some company, you are in this domain, always make sure that you upskill yourself with various tools, and make sure that you respect the data, and data will do wonders for you. So this is what I always believe. And with that, now we'll be moving ahead. So that's, like, I had divided the session in two parts because I feel that both of these parts should be linked always. So the next part is, as you know, product management. So let's just move ahead. So before that, what is a product? I mean, uh, to all the ladies and gentlemen, I mean, who are on the webinar today, uh, we are again covered by products everywhere. So the major reason that I got interested in this field, data analytics and product management, and dealing with all these things, because these things are something which is there everywhere. Okay, so product, okay, like what's a product? A mobile phone, a hair dryer for the ladies, a TV, a laptop, a software application is a product, a footwear company is a product. I mean, footwear जो produce करते हैं, e-commerce is a product. So everywhere it is, I mean, the products. I mean, we are surrounded by products. So there is a very, since we have specific amount of time and since we are into a technical presentation and a session, I'll focus on some, good products which we are aware of from our field. So as you can see, the e-commerce websites. Okay. So again, these are products in themselves. Come on, like ये सिर्फ websites नहीं है. These are something which, companies have worked hard upon. They have built it from the scratch, and today they are doing wonders. The social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Snapchat, WhatsApp, all of them are products. I mean, they are products of, they are like wonderful products of extraordinary companies of around the globe. And again, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Apple. I mean, these are some companies, some giant companies who deploy their products, who work on services. Again, it comes under a branch of products, and again, the mobile phones, the laptops. So like product is something which we should always focus upon, and that's when the concept of product managers come into. I mean, if there are so many products, who is the one who is going to charge it? Who is the one who is going to make sure that the product is invented in the right manner, it is supplied to the consumers in the right manner, and how important it is for a product to do well or to bad? I mean, ये सब जो करता है, that is a product manager's job. Okay. So again, what do product managers do? The most important question. So in simple words, I have, as per me and my research and the way I follow everything, this is the best definition you will ever get for a product manager. Product managers drive the vision, the strategy, the design, and execution of their product. So, I mean, I'll just take a slide ahead and I'll talk about it. So here we are. So this is a representation of what exactly that meant. So it is, product management or a product manager's core points are that vision should drive the strategy should drive the design, and the design should drive the execution. So before I talk about this, this is a very, very famous quote by Mr. Jeff Bezos, who is the founder of Amazon. And he says that be stubborn on vision, but flexible on details. So I mean, this is so brilliantly quoted. I mean, I can say that, you should always have some vision. Okay, like XYZ thing has to be done, and that is your vision. Or whether it's a product based vision, whether it's a company vision or something, but you should always be flexible on details, because if you have some vision, you should make sure that you are flexible enough to drive it across the market, to make sure that you are up to date with respect to the consumers, and you should always be flexible with respect to your competition. So like product management, it is something where you have a vision. Like for example, if you, I mean, I don't know whether you know this or not, Jeff Bezos in 1997, he was the one who had a vision that someday internet will take a revolution in the world, and e-commerce and other products will be really of great importance in everyday's life. So that was his vision back in 1997. He was firm enough. He had a strategy over the years. He had a great team, and as per that, he designed some products where he could deliver what his vision was, and those designs were put down to execution in the real market, in the live markets, and see what they did today. Same is the case with Microsoft, same is the case with Google, and any, I mean, Reliance Geo. for that matter, any company, they want their products to do well in the market, right? So this is about uh, you know the overall picture of product management. And I really like this fact that, if you're doing something into data analytics, definitely there is something which you need to, you know right now, is that without analytics you cannot plan a proper product management case study or a product management strategy or execution. Okay, so this stands for how, what the customers are wanting, what is the financial analysis going around, what's the competition in the market right now, what are the products, what are the reviews, what are, I mean, X, Y, Z. I mean, anything you go, you have analytics in picture in product management. And more simply, for a product manager, this is a brilliant picturization of what a product manager is. So as you can see, there are three different domains of huge fields, that is business and technology and user experience. So a product manager is somebody who is in the between, you know so now, for example, you are very good with data analytics, you know about data, you play with data and technologies, you really know that what exactly a product requires. Okay, you really know what exactly a business strategy is in pipeline for the product. And you also know that what a user experience will be when you are a product manager. So according to me, product manager or product management is one of the most fascinating jobs on this planet, because it is challenging, first place. Second, it is an amalgamation of different sections. And trust me, it is really beautiful to know that product management and analytics will are like two things which go hand in hand. Okay, so as I have really made this thing that, in my mind, the impact of analytics and product management is a wrong statement. Okay. The real statement, without a doubt, is the impact of analytics and cancelled on product management. So the impact of analytics on product management is really driving businesses. It is really driving products across the globe. And since we are short in time, I just have a small, we have like 10 to 12 minutes. I have a small case study that's of Facebook ads. Okay, so just a second. I'm not aware if this is visible or not.
The sharing has stopped, Siddhant.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay, so just a small case study. Facebook ads. As I say that, what impact analytics has on product management. There are n number of products. There are n number of technologies. But this is something which I really, researched about, and I really liked this. Facebook ads. Okay, so we all know that whenever we are on Facebook, there are a lot of ads coming around. There are businesses coming around, and really, it is a very different channel of publicity and marketing. So Facebook ads, you can see on my screen the advertising analysis, the competition, new ads placement, videos, and multiple ads. I mean, yes, sub research, the things which, go around. This is what a product manager will do using analytics. That is the whole, goal of me telling you this, showing you this case study. So I'll just quickly, take you through. So, this is the formulation strategy or else a vision that now, as you can see, the uh, business domain has, who has a business page will be, focused upon more. So again, you can research upon certain factors, like what product you're doing and who is the most important audience, or who is the most, what I can say, weak link to, take that product. So here the businesses for Facebook ads, the business user segments. Now again, location wise, how much do they spend on ads monthly, and the clicks which they get. So we call it as metrics. So again, these are all factors which analytics can really help upon. And again, the most important part is the user research. So for a product manager, for a team of product managers and other managers, it's very important to know using graphs, using analytics, that what exactly our product is, or what exactly the market is, what we can expect, what we cannot expect. So this is where the tools like visualization tools, the ETL tools for that matter, come into picture. And this is the overall goal of my session, that you should really have that link. Okay, so data analytics is not just for business intelligence or something like that. For product management, it is something which is brilliant. I mean, with respect to all the charts and everything. Again, there's a detailed strategy and a design for per user, various users we have, right? So again, you can have a journey of the user, like what details do they portray, or what they want, and how much do they spend, and what is their weak point, strength, something like that. And as you can see, the user pain points. And again, the shop feature tree tear down, I mean, for Facebook ads. So I'm just talking about the product in general. So this is how analytics is helping top-notch businesses, top-notch products across the world, which includes LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter for that matter, Instagram, recommendation systems helping to take business decisions, and that is for a product. So overall, it's a loop, and you need to be very firm. You need to be thinking from a consumer's end. So these are again potential gaps. I mean, these things are the analysis which you need to do for setting up a product. So I don't have that amount of time, or else, I mean, I could have definitely taken you through a more, broader picture. But then, yeah, whatever we have, and the implementation phase. So, just a second, I'll just switch on the PPT now. So, we are like coming towards the end. Is my screen visible, Shwetambri?
Your slideshow is not visible, your PPT is visible. So if you can share again.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's visible now.
Yes, that's right.
So that was a small case study, that what how product management is doing with respect to data analytics and other analytics. So again, we need to focus on one thing, that data is everywhere, and we have to make the utmost use of it. And I believe that there is one simple question for youngsters, or for somebody who's not into product management. The most important question which comes around is, do product managers really code? Okay, I mean, they are good at coding or not? So I will say, and the stats say, the world knows it. Not really. They should not be knowing to code. But do product managers need to understand the code? Oh yes. I mean, definitely, because you are sitting with a development team, you will be, jotting down points that how the product will be. So definitely you should be knowing that what a product is, and how exactly the product will be made, how the implementations will be taken care of. So it is a very dynamic role, and analytics plays a very, very important role in product management. And these are some topmost tools for product managers, which I am aware of, and are rated by top-notch, blogs and companies across the world. So Jira, that's the top-notch tools. Then Slack, the project, and good data. So, I mean, these are some tools that you can really, have in your profile, or you can just, be aware of, upskilling yourself. So with that, since we just have 5 minutes left, this man on your screen, Mr. Sundar Pichai, who's the CEO of Alphabet and Google. So again, this is something which inspired me to deep dive into product management. I'm really looking forward in my career as a career, like to go into management and product management as a really wonderful and a deep field. But Mr. Sundar Pichai, he joined Google in 2004 as the vice president of product management. He was the one who, made sure that Google Chrome is there in market today. There were stakeholders, who really were not in favor of him, saying that, Microsoft Internet Explorer is there, Mozilla Firefox is there. But he was the one who believed in that project. He was the one who believed in his team. He was the one who made sure that Google Maps, Android, Google Chrome, and other products are the backbone of Google today. And we can definitely, take motivation from him and just take our careers ahead, and not just in product management, but overall in your research as well. And if you're planning to deploy your products or research in the market, you can always make sure that you take a proper approach to analytics. You choose the right tools, you develop your product, you make sure that your product is in the right manner, and what is the things that your product will be looking forward for in the market. So again, whether you're working, whether you are starting or your own company or a firm or a startup, products or data analytics is going to be there with you forever and ever. So, with that, again, overview, I have already given you the overview, I suppose. And I believe that data analytics and product management are two wonderful domains. And if really it interests you, make sure that you deep dive, you start working towards your goals, and you can definitely reach out to me. And I'm each day learning something, and from you guys also I love to learn. And let's just learn, share, and upskill ourselves, and just have a great life. So that was the overall session from my end, guys. And thank you so much for your focus and for your attention today. It was a wonderful opportunity for me today to share my opinions and my knowledge for about an hour or so. And we will definitely come across. And yeah, keep washing your hands and stay safe. And that's it from my end. Do you have any questions? So please, you can ask, and I will try my best to answer them.
So then that was really amazing one. Yeah, we have few questions. The first question is, can you please tell us about the real-time examples and applications of data analytics?
For real time, okay, so that's a very what I can say, a very specific question. So real time applications, analytics is everywhere. So like I said, personally, I'm working for a bank. Data has been handled properly. There is analytics things going around. So you can take a bank, for example. You can take Amazon, for example, or any Mintra, for example. So data analytics, for example, you are sharing your data with everybody. You give your data to certain websites, certain e-commerce applications, or something like that. They will give you, recommendations based on your profiles, or your what you like. So that is with respect to e-commerce. Then data analytics, again, you can you can really deep down into this fact as well. It is there across defense, securities, the national security services, the aviations. It is not just related to technology. It is there everywhere. So yeah, data analytics. What the flights are going. What's the route. What's the if you visit any international airport or a domestic airport, the whole functioning which goes around, and even in securities for the army forces and everything. So precisely, it is everywhere. So yeah, data analytics. So these are some more things I can mention as of now.
And it is always going to keep on being there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so the next question, there's an attendee who wants to know that even an attendee is a product, right or wrong?
Um, yeah, if an attendee is a product, okay, that's a very surprising question. But then, yeah, I mean, okay, I can take it in this way that, yeah, in your life, as a person, you yourself are yourself is a product. I mean, you are a product. You take care of yourself. You have some goals. You deploy yourself to the outside world. You work hard for your goals and dreams, and you do analytics of your own self. So yeah, I mean, that was a very surprising question, but yeah, everything's a product at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. So one last question. We know that there are this Mumbai Dabbawalas, right? So according to you, whether they are using any product management?
Um, okay, that's a very nice question. To be very honest, I've never thought about it in that aspect. But yes, if you go to see the way I know about the Dabbawalas of Mumbai, they have a specific plans. They have specific analysis of who is going to go in which area, which sectors we have to target, which IT companies or XYZ companies we have to target. So again, the leaders, they know that dabbawalas, I mean, delivering dabba is kind of a product. So they are very thorough with their analysis and the way they deliver. Say like a cycle can carry approximate 15 to 20 dabbas. I mean, just an assumption. So yeah, I mean, the whole picturization can be, you can say that they are planning for that as a product. But again, they cannot have tools and analytics or something like that. But yeah, again, this is a very brilliant thing that the Dabbawalas do. I mean, so yeah, I do agree that they plan and they manage everything as per the need.
Just they don't have the tools to use them.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Anything can come up from the
Yeah, even they
government.
might
So,
be using also. You never know that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we need to do research on that.
Yes. So here, thank you so much for explaining to our attendees that about data analytics is so important in decision making. So it is also useful in collecting information to the and different types of data that you have spoken about. Thank you for letting all the attendees know that what a product is and why the product manager is so important. And I think all their doubts have been cleared by now. So I would just like to mention one more thing is that we will be uploading this video on YouTube. So if anyone is having any doubt regarding this, they can go and put their questions out there, and I'm sure Siddhant will definitely answer to it. Right?
Sure thing. Sure thing.
So Siddhant, this is a small token of appreciation from us. I want you to please accept it for us.
Thank you so much, and this is really sweet. And again, I would like to thank for this opportunity. And you guys are doing a great job. And Shine
Thank
Anchor Kachi Engineering College is on a roll. So all the very best to everybody. And I'm really glad that I was a part of such an wonderful institution. So thank you so much.
We are glad to have you, Siddhant. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Thank you so much, everybody, for your attention once again.